Will organized labor reach a consensus with the government with regards to the fight against Galamsey? Well, today they are meeting the government and let's see what the outcome will be. That will be one of our discussions this morning. You're still watching Prime Morning and this segment is a news flash segment. My name is Roslyn Felly. It's probably brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone pepper PFA. Whatever gadget you're looking for, mobile phones, television sets, CCTV cameras, we've got all of them. You can actually download the app on your phone, which is Franco Trading app, or visit our website for further inquiries at www.francotradingenterprise.com. Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone pepper PFA. My name is Roslyn Felly, and before we delve into our conversation, I think it's time for me to read the newspapers. But don't forget that you are a part of the conversation. You have to send your messages to us, either Facebook as we're streaming live, so you just go on there, it's Joy Prime TV on Facebook. As you're watching, leave your comment there, and you can also share with your friends on your wall. Now, as you share, you can also come on WhatsApp and send your messages to us as well. 055-157-5757, 055-157-5757. I'll start with the Daily Graphic newspaper, the Daily Graphic. Alan promises to audit mining license. Alan promises to audit mining license. Springfield secures a rig to appraise Afina oil field. Nation secures $30 million UAE grants for forest conservation. Get licensed or shut down. Trade Minister direct cement producers. And NDC launches Women's Manifesto. The New Republic newspaper is the next newspaper. The New Republic. Go to hell. NPP MP voices out party stand on illegal mining. Rule of the jungles. AG mauls caged protesters with trumped up charges. Monster lobbyists pass shadows NPP election hopes. President's nephew Leos Candelios River Levinson back into the fray as Baumia's campaign struggles. The Economy Times newspaper is the next newspaper, The Economy Times. Commercial banks to begin selling gold coin. Is this not what Men's Gold was doing? Oh, I'm lost. Commercial banks to begin selling gold coin. This is what Men's Gold was doing. They were selling gold coin. Oh, I'm lost. Wow, no wonder Nana Apia actually tweeted something, and it was to do with the selling of gold coin. Government records lower budget deficit, banks to cut lending rates. The final newspaper is the Daily Dispatch newspaper. Bring along evidence and data on issues about voters register to today's meeting. EC dares parties. Now, parties are actually having a meeting, is the IPAC meeting, where the NDC is calling on the media to be present and take coverage of it. Well, the NPP is saying that it's not a bad call at all. And so if EC agrees to it, there's nothing wrong with it, where the media will be present and give a transparent view for the ordinary Ghanaian out there. My results-oriented nature will complement Baumia, says Napo. Ekufuado's daughters are not involved in Galamsey. Lands Ministry clears the air on that. Democracy Hub demo, police exhibited high levels of professionalism. GJA president said so. And that will be it with regards to what the newspapers are reporting. You can join us this morning on WhatsApp, and it's 055-157-5757, 055-157-5757. You can also send us your message on Facebook as we stream live. Now, as you leave your message there, don't forget that you hit the share button and let everybody on your timeline enjoy it as well. My name is Roslyn Felly. Now, today, I told you that we are going to take a look at organized labor's meeting on Galamsey. Now, organized labor has actually said that they are going to embark on a Galamsey demonstration because they want government to put a stop to Galamsey. However, before this demonstration will be embarked on, they are having a sitting conversation with the government to see the outcome. Hopefully, it will be a positive one that they will not need to go for the demonstration. But if they don't get the necessary results that they are looking for from this conversation, then they will definitely embark on the demonstration. Let's hear your voice this morning on that as well. And then we'll take a look at the affected areas with regards to the Akosombo Dam Spillage. Now, government is saying that they need an extra 200 million Ghana cedis to relocate or resettle all the people that got affected. Currently, they've done some, but they still need about 200 million Ghana cedis to fully finish everything, and everybody will be well settled. We'll talk about that as well. My first guest is here, Solomon Asante, representing the NPP this morning. Good morning, Solomon.
Good morning, Rosalind.
It's been a long time.
Over 365 days.
How have you been, though?
Oh, I'm doing well. I hope you're also doing well.
I'm fine, by God's grace.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it has. It has.
Yeah. I'm happy to see you.
Have you been
This
here
is my first time.
Wow.
Wow. And I'm told you've been here over 365 days.
Yes, we have.
You can best him. Last time I got here.
Welcome, though. Welcome. And I think that I want to take it. Let's start with the Galamsey conversation, and then we can talk about the Akosombo Dam Spillage conversation as well. So, organized labor is calling on government to actually call on the Galamseyers, put a stop to it, or they embark on a demonstration. The good thing is that they are saying that today there's going to be a sit-down conversation with the government before they decide on whether they will still embark on it or they won't embark on it. I want your take on what is happening with regards to Galamsey before we talk about organized labor's
Thank you very much. In the first place, let's say a very good morning to our cherished viewers, and good morning to yourself.
Sure.
Rosalind, I have been here, not this very studio, but I've been on your program on 2 or 3 occasions that this Galamsey, that was last year.
Last year, yeah.
And my position was that I figure out 3 key stakeholders who, if we really want to win the fight against Galamsey, will be of very good help. That is, if they so will to make it happen, it will. And I categorize them under chiefs, politicians, and security. I went further to explain why chiefs. Then I was saying, look, I don't want to believe that there will be a land somewhere, be it a forest or whatever, that Galamsey or mining is going to be legal or illegal is going on, that the custodians of the land will say, for me to believe that they know nothing about what is going on in there. That is a fact. It cannot. Then the second one is the politician. I went further to say the politician, we should look at it in 2 ways. If we say politician, the first thing that comes to mind is the politician whose political party is in government. No. If we do that, then we will sort of deviate from the fight or lose the objectivity of the fight that we want to win. The politician whose political party has not even tasted political power in this 4th Republic, but finds himself or herself in that trade, is directly or indirectly involved. So let's say politicians. And then we have, that is those who find themselves in the trade, and even those who are in government, who find their political party in government and are into that trade. They are all the politicians I'm talking. Then there's another group of politicians who also play a role. Which are these people? These are the politicians who, for political expedience, we want to win power. So though we've seen that there are steps being taken to sort of clear these menace from the system, but because we want to win power, let's capitalize on what is going on and go and talk to the people, especially in the mining constituency. Look, you see that when we were in power, we weren't chasing you like this. You see that your people have been arrested. Look, when we come, we will let you do. So the people gain some sort of momentum. Oh, okay, so it's true. These people, when they were there, they weren't doing this to me or to us.
So I'll vote for that
So
person.
we'll vote for it. So through this, in 2020, we lost about 5 mining constituencies. I'm talking about the NPP. We lost 5 mining, including Pristia Huni Valley. I hope you understand. So these are the category of the people that I term politicians through these activities.
But in 2020, you didn't lose just that area. Even Greater Accra, which is not a mining community,
we are talking about mine. I'm telling you why we lost, because our search after the election, when we were, this were what the people were telling us.
Right.
Yes, it's truly, look, though the people came, it was a committee that the opposition said that, look, this committee should tackle mining constituencies, and this should be the message. They carved it nicely. They went there in pace and even showed, look, when we were here, this was the person who was in charge of the minerals. When we come, this person is still going to be there. The person spoke to them, and they agreed. You see, so it sort of had effect on our political the election pattern over in those mining constituencies. I hope you understand. That is just. I just want us to.
The president at that time did not. He actually did say that he didn't care even if he had to lose his seat. So losing those votes there should not be a concern, right?
That should tell you that the president didn't stop what he was doing, even when those tapes came out, that people were capitalizing on his fight. To the extent that the leader of that political party came out to say that, look, when I come, I'll grant those people who have been arrested and put into custody, I'll grant them amnesty. I hope you understand me. But the president, look, when the president made those pronouncements and we started a fight, this Operation Vanguard, Operation Calm Life, Operation Stop, whatever, all this were going on. You and I will believe that it got to a point when we watched the screens, we realized that the water was clearing. The chocolate color was clearing. It got to a point, we were seeing it on TV when it was clearing. Then, getting closer to election 2020, when this campaign started and people were saying all this just to sort of motivate the people to do, then it started becoming chocolate again. The president didn't lose focus. In 2022, the president met, that's 2022, after the elections, the president met the National House of Chiefs and all MMDCs in all mining constituencies at Menchia. That should tell you the president is still on the fight. That should tell you the president didn't throw his hands in despair, despite what was going on politically. He went further to do that. Even to the extent that this National Alternative Empowerment Livelihood the NILIP was also formed just to make sure we get alternatives for those who are being taken off the illegal mining. I hope you understand. Look, let's take this. My belief in this Galamsey issue is that we shouldn't politicize the issue. Let's look at it as a national menace. And for that matter, be you in opposition or in power, we should all come together and then fight this. The reason why I'm saying this is from 2013 to 2016, when His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the former president, was a president. Do you know the Environment Minister, Mahama Yarga, started in May 2013 to fight Galamsey. In fact, when he started, he took three things into consideration. One, they are going to take or revoke the licenses which belongs to Ghanaians who have given to or subletted to foreign nationals. They are going to do that revocation. Two, they are going to ban illegal mining. And then three, any foreigner who is into mining in this country will be taken off the system. These are the three. Then 4 years down the line, September 2016, the same minister came out to say that, no, within the period and with what he has learned and with the experience he has gotten in the system, he has come to the realization that it is not good to say you are banning illegal mining, but rather we should regulate it. Go to my Joy Online, 16th September 2016. You see it there that they have written boldly that the minister...
Is it regulating small-scale mining or illegal mining?
Illegal. The thing is, they see it, those who are into it, the illegal mining, especially the indigenous of those various mining communities. They see it as a cultural heritage, a natural heritage, that from years immemorial, this is what their forefathers were doing, their mothers were doing, they have also come to, and then you say you are coming to fight them. You see, so it's a whole ball game altogether. So when a government comes and he says, oh, we know this thing is spoiling, depleting our water bodies, fish stocks, whatever, so let's fight it. When the moment you take that approach, then it means you are invoking the wrath of the people. I hope you understand me. That is why I told you that in 2013, under NDC, Mahama Yarga, being the environment minister, started this approach that, yeah, we are going to ban them, we are going to revoke licenses of Ghanaians who have submitted to this, and we are going to take off the foreigners from the system who are into mining in our country. But look, it traveled down to 2016, 15th September. My Joy Online, go and check. It says the minister gives up the fight. Just using it figuratively that he gives up the fight, just by the reason that initially he said he was going to do these three things, but now he has come to the realization that no, that should not be the way, but rather we should regularize the operations or activities of this illegal miners.
I'm going to look for that particular article and read it, because sometimes you need to get a clear opinion on it. So you said
it's good.
The article is... Do you have it?
Yeah, I have it. I'm going to give it to you. No, I'm just going to give it to you. My job.
Because I need
it's 15th September 2016. Okay. Minister gives a fight on illegal mining. That's Mahama Yarga, Environment Minister.
Okay.
15th September 2016.
So I'm trying to get this because I always like that we don't do reporter speeches, but rather we do, so it's 15 September 2016, you said?
Yes, please.
Okay. And I'm going to read it for everybody to hear.
Right.
Environment Minister Mahama Ayarga says it's time for government to regularize illegal mining, illegal small-scale mining, that's Galamsey activities, as a more proactive way to stop pollution of water bodies.
You see, what is the story today? Is it not the same story? So why do we do it politics? Why do we say, why should NDC go?
Wait. To stop pollution of water bodies.
It's the same problem we are facing now.
Okay.
Look, 8 years down the line.
Are we doing the same fight? Are we stopping the pollution of water body? Because people's concern is not to do with the fact that, you know, there's illegal mining or the small-scale mining, but the problem is the spoilage of our water bodies, where Ghana Water is telling us that in the next 6 years, we could import, you know, potable drinking water. Even we've heard that, you know, the Ghana Pharmaceutical is saying that if they have to produce medicines in Ghana, they have to use imported water. And so looking at that, people's concern is to do with the pollution of the water body. So if you are going to regulate it or regularize it and make sure that they do not pollute the water bodies, Ghanaians will not come for any political party, or Ghanaians will not go for any Galamsey, because at that time they know that our water bodies are safe, our lands are safe. We know what, you know, mining is all about. Once you do it, you have to make sure that you work on the land again to make the land fertile again. So with regards to that, if you're going to do that, regularize it, and make sure they don't destroy the water bodies, then people are not going to complain about it.
Listen to me, Rosalind. The you is what I want us to take from our diction this morning, and rather put in our. Don't say the people. We want, what we are saying is not what the people are. What we are saying is we want a clean water body, because it is serving as the only source of drinking water for most communities. And we are even talking about source of drinking water. We are not even talking about the depletion of the fish stock. You know, there's life in there, that water. So the moment we spoil the water body, it means the fish stock, we are depleting whatever we have in there. That's another problem. Now, the issue here is, once we've been able to identify that banning is not going to be the solution, but regularizing it, at least per what NDC did between 2013 May to 2016 September, and what MPP came to do within these 8 years. What did he come to do? As I've told you, we started with these various operations where you have the Operation Calm, Life, whatever, and then you'll be seeing some videos going around, and then the videos, you see that people will enter into a wooden structure, and then you see the military, the security, their uniforms hanging. And when you interview, you are being told that even they themselves, when they got in, they've also entered into doing...
so we say that strategy was a failed strategy?
You need to... Look, it's not an event. The fight shouldn't be an event. That is what we should put in our head.
I said the strategy. That strategy of having these people go there to fight them, was it a failed strategy? Maybe a different approach, a different strategy would have worked?
Would you propose which arm or which agency or which institution will be the best when it comes to going there to fight, as in fighting against those recalcitrants? Which arm or which agency or which institution, other than what was preferred?
But if we do what we have done,
we should get. Look, let's get it straight.
Yeah.
We are all humans. We are all Ghanaians. It is affecting all of us. But the problem here is when people are called to go and do the national fight, they move in to go in there to do it with the national interest. The moment they touch base, they put off the national interest and then they wear their individual interest or personal interest. That is what we should guard against. It is our fault. It is our fault. It is our fault. Yes. Why should you, who have sworn oath to serve Mother Ghana, defend, whatever, protect, and now you've been sent to go and... Then recently I heard that, somebody told me, do you know, Asante, that some military men, they now like going to the Galamsey side, being deployed there than even going to the Middle East? I said, what do you mean? Yes, because in the past, that is where, when you have a friend who is in the military, they're always praying that they will be sent to the Middle East to go and fight. But now they prefer this, and I'm told people would like to even go to the extent of even giving big money paying their way for them to be selected to be part of. I hope you understand. So it is our fault. Oh.
So that brings us to the whole conversation of, has that particular strategy failed? Because if you're taking people there to go and fight, and immediately they get there, they put off the national colors and wear the selfish colors, then it means that that particular strategy didn't work. So what other strategy can be implemented? Is it that when they do this, we prosecute them? Is it that when we do it, we decide that we're not using them at all?
Let me help you.
We are, yes.
Let me. So the president in 2022 October met with the National House of Chiefs at Menchia and the municipal MMDAs who are in the various mining districts. That is the next step he took after exploring this Operation Vanguard, so prior to 2020 elections, and with this outcome that we are discussing, then he said, okay, let me take Plan B. So he went to meet with them and told them, he pleaded with them to put themselves into, to see it as a national menace, and for that matter, they are involved. It is out of this that today we are able to report confidentially that, confidently, that the Otufor Asante Hene have been able to destroy some Achiame Hene and some Ahemfo, just because he realized that, yes, what the president said, what was said was true, and that most of his people, because he went further to tell them, look, if a neighboring town is eating into your land, you are able to come and report to me that this chief is also and so doing this. But when there is Galamsey going, you are not able to come and tell me, no, you are lying. Anybody who is caught on that score. So do you know what? As part of the calls that have been made recently, the Otufor made this call, and I really like the call. He says, to do nothing is no longer an option. As a chief, chiefs, the Otufor is calling on. He says, to do nothing is no longer an option. After the president met with them, he said, look, we have to take an action because what the president says is true. You can't say you own a parcel of land and this activity is going on and you tell me you don't do. Otufor went further to admonish it, tell them that, look, when it comes to you taking the small monies from them, you take it and you don't come to say anything to me. Now it is spoiling our water bodies and you say you don't do anything. But no, we have to destroy you when we get to, and that has put some fear in some of the chiefs. I am praying that other mining communities, other than the Ashanti region, will emulate what this chief, this king Otufor has done. And that is another, it is just one angle, because if the chief does that, you by all means have recalcitrants. I hope you get me right. You get recalcitrants. So that is where the security, because when you get a recalcitrant, who have been clothed to check recalcitrants in society? That is why I say the military. So it means the military, they have to check their people well, make sure that sanity prevails, because I am saying it here, that those videos that we saw gave out the fact that some military personnel, when deployed to the Galamsey sites, they go in wearing their national interest, and when they get it, they put off their national interest and enter with their personal interest.
So for that, you see, Solomon, this is where the issue is. For the past 7 years, we've seen the military fighting this. It hasn't yielded results.
Yes, so let's...
So going back to the military, if the military had even yielded 1% results, I bet you we won't even be talking about this, because we would have seen improvement and we'll say they should continue doing what you're doing. But we are not seeing results. We are rather seeing a decline in that fight. We are seeing our water bodies getting destroyed the more.
For the declination, I'm saying the decline that you are saying is as a result of these three key stakeholders. I call them CPS. I call them CPS. It's only one chief who has come out to declare. What about the rest? The majority of the chiefs. They have not done anything. We've not seen anything yet. I hope you understand. They are deeply involved. They should come out. We shouldn't only target the military. Just as we are targeting the military, we should also look at those chiefs who have not said it. And then the politicians. Which politicians? Those who are into the trade, directly or indirectly, having their activities polluting our water bodies. And then those politicians who also, for political expedience, you know that, yes, this step is a very good step to fight this menace, but because you want to win power, you go about telling people that, look, when I come, those who have been arrested, I'll grant them amnesty. And then when we come, we'll allow you to do. I mean, all these things, it doesn't add up. So if we are looking for those or the practices which is not leading us to the bottom of the matter, these are the three things that I've mentioned. And if we're able to check them, I thank God that Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Mahomia, in his manifesto, has mentioned that, look, when he comes, make sure there will be minerals, there will be a committee, that small-scale mining committee, that will include the traditional authorities and the district assemblies, so that they will be involved in the issuing of the license. You see, I am pointing you out that you are the cause. So now that I've identified you are the cause, I'll put you in charge. Now, you, the traditional authorities, the MMDAs, and then there's UPU together, you are going to be in charge of the licensing because we are going to regularize. The call has been that we should regularize than banning. So if that is the case, then we are going to regularize. You are going to be in charge of the licensing at the It is decentralized at the local government level.
I don't know about the call to regularize Galamsey. There's a call to stop Galamsey. There is a call to protect water bodies. No, there is small-scale mining. There is the large-scale mining, where there's an increment of 70% in small-scale mining and a decrement of 30% in large-scale mining. So for illegal mining, I don't know who is calling that illegal mining should be regularized. However,
you read one this morning.
No, what I'm saying is that no. That's 2016.
That's a good call.
But I'm just saying that for now, the kind of call that people are calling for is to stop Galamsey with immediate effect. Let me introduce Gideon Tetete, who is here. Esquire,
yes.
How are you?
I'm fine. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let me apologize to my viewers. I didn't know that my car could actually lock up once I put my key in the car.
So, sorry.
Just this morning, once I was checking the water and oil, and then the car locked automatically.
Sorry.
Apologies for being late.
Oh, you're using a Range Rover, eh?
Well,
that's okay. We are on the Galamsey issue. Organized labor is calling on government that if government doesn't call for a state of emergency, they are actually going to embark on a nationwide demonstration. It might start in Accra before they decide to go everywhere else. But today they have agreed to have a sit-down conversation, and if the conversation goes well, they'll decide to cancel that demonstration. If it doesn't go well, they'll still embark on it. But we are taking a look at Galamsey in general, and then what organized labor is saying as well.
All right. Thank you very much, Ruth. First of all, let me say good morning to your viewers. You know that the NDC, we are campaigning vigorously. Today, even His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is having a fellowship with the clergy and many other activities that is ongoing. In Greater Accra, as a regional director, we are going door to door. Today, we are going to Adam, going to each, place just to convince people and remind people that this country is in a mess. And as youth or as young people, it is in our own interest to vote out the MPP. If not, they will bring Ghana to nothing. And obviously, the young people like myself will have no choice but to leave this country for greener pastures and take care of our families. And so, Ruth, now talking about Galamsey, you know that the call for Galamsey has been done by many quarters. Everyone is calling on the ban on Galamsey because it is actually affecting our water bodies to the extent that even Ghana water, in some areas, they are not able to produce quality water because of the fact that the water is polluted. And it looks like His Excellency or President Akufo-Addo is sleeping on this issue. We thought that when he was invited to the GGA Awards, he could have used that as an opportunity to, make his position about it. It ought not to be organized labor to have a sitting or have a discussion. And obviously, I know that it will not go anywhere. Because look, apart from this sitting, there was a demonstration about Galamsey, Democracy Hub. What happened to it? All that, the results of that demonstration by Democracy Hub was just unnecessary arrest and starving them and infringing their human rights.
They said they gave them papaya.
Who gave them? Which money did they? Where did they get money to get the papaya?
How will I know?
It was after we had made so much noise about the fact that the protesters were not giving food and water. That was when they came out to say they bought papaya. And in any case, where did they get money to buy papaya? The gentleman Rose, let me finish. The gentleman that was soliciting for funds to take care of the protest, he was even arrested. He was not even at the demonstration. He was not there. He was even arrested. So where did they get money to buy the papaya? In any case, that was after we had come out and everyone was condemning the fact that yes, they may have, broken some laws, but it doesn't mean that their human rights should actually be infringed upon. That is when they got papaya for them. And so, you see, we are not here to engage in niceties. Galamsey, by now, it ought not to be the labor union, right, to come out to say they are going to take some action before government will call it. Let's sit down for talks. Sit down for talks for what? You already know that is affecting us. Everyone has complained about it.
But before you go on any demonstration, if you have to sit down for talk, there are steps. So if there's a sit down, you do the sit down. If it doesn't yield results, then you go.
You do the sit down. Rose, as you are sitting here.
Why don't you do the sit down?
Where's our water to drink today? Where's the water? Do we have water?
If you want water, we'll give you water.
So very soon, but you see, a time is coming, right? It will even be difficult for our local industries to produce water. We'll end up importing water. That's how serious it is.
That's if we don't fight to the Galamsey.
Yes, no, you see, the fighting of the Galamsey is just a total ban. A total ban.
But your government is not saying they are going to ban it.
My government says what?
Yes, yesterday we heard the running mate of the NDC saying that she's going to make sure that they control. She didn't say ban. When she
controlling of Galamsey,
she said they will teach you how to do the mining, the Galamsey, so that you don't destroy the water bodies.
Don't forget that. Don't forget. No. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. Small scale mining, right? If they are talking about teaching, it means that we will not be touching water bodies as we speak. The issue is not about the Galamsey on the land per se, but you see, to the extent that some small scale mining is
total ban.
No, Rose, this government is in power, right? We are seeing that even the daughters of the president, right, manned by elite minerals, right, are also engaged.
The ministry says that
it is here. The facts are here.
The land ministry says what? It's not true.
It's not, no. Yes, well, the facts are here. If they say not true, no problem. We will let them. No. Who are the owners of elite minerals? No. Our Mensa, right? Who are they? They are the directors of Ellis Minerals. Last commission says that they are not there. Okay, fine. Look at their names. Let's look at the names behind Ellis Minerals. Are they saying that these names that we have mentioned, this Alvin Mensa and Awo Mensa, who are close associates and business partners of the president's daughters, are not the owners of Ellis Minerals? Are they engaged in Galamsey?
President's daughters?
No.
Being a relation.
No, but a close relation.
And
I'll tell you.
A close relation doesn't make a person your daughter.
Okay, so let me give you. How did you get it? How did they get a license? Our Mensa is a close in Shumuna. I'm sure that you have lunch there. The one just at cantonment. That is the president's daughter's partner.
But that's not Galamsey.
Well, I'm trying to connect and tell you that the elite minerals, right? The partners or those who are managing the elite minerals includes even the president's, daughters and his partner.
How is my business partners part of
They are engaging in Galamsey. That's what I'm saying. Elite minerals is engaging in Galamsey.
It doesn't belong to the president's daughters.
It doesn't belong to them, but they are directors who are connected.
Being connected to somebody doesn't make you my.
No. How do you get a license? How do you get a license? If indeed they are not, the names we've mentioned are close associates and business partners.
Are you telling me?
Yes, I'm telling you.
Somebody is a close associate,
exactly,
a business partner. That makes the person my relation as in a brother.
That is how come. No, that is how come.
And are you telling me that the fact that we have close association and I have the right or I am qualified to own a license, I should not own the license just because we have close association?
That is how come you are likely to get the license of your connection. Let me tell you, gold mining license, they obtained it. Ellis Minerals, they obtained it on 22nd March 2024 for a concession in Kwabi Brim in Eastern Region. Secondly, their license code, is, if you want me to, RML/5/9 Volume 2, and it expires in 2036.
We still have.
They are going. No, I'm telling you. I'm just trying to establish something that you cannot divorce. You cannot divorce the relation between the owners of elite minerals from the president's daughter. As for that one, you cannot divorce it. There is a connection, and they are engaging Galamsey. And I'm saying that these are one of the reasons. Apart from that, even one to me, it was indicated that he himself is engaging Galamsey. Now, if you want to talk about ban of Galamsey, you need to clean your house first. And as I told you, there was a fine opportunity. GJA, award ceremony. A fine opportunity for His Excellency, the President, to have taken a stance and told Ghanaians that Galamsey is affecting our water bodies. And by extension, it's going to affect our, livelihoods and all that. And so, this is my position. Should we come here to be discussing issues of labor having a meeting on Galamsey before you talk about Galamsey? That's my point. Rose, is it the first time you talk about Galamsey here? Is this the first time in your show we are talking about Galamsey? We've spoken about Galamsey many times. The many of times I've come here, we've spoken about it. Look, now that we are getting to election and democracy has come out.
So what do you want to hear the president say?
I expect the president to declare a state of emergency, right?
For how long?
For as long as we can take in terms of making sure that our water becomes clean. Because I am saying, and Rose, if you are driving to Kumasi, you see that the water that which was as clear as the Alpine stream is now becoming brown. I'm
so
sure
you want a declaration of state of emergency?
Once this issue of Galamsey is taken seriously, and we declare a state of emergency on these water bodies, you would automatically see that naturally the water, God has a way of causing the water to become clean.
Would your party have declared a state of emergency either way?
Why not? Why not? My party, the NDC, we care so much about the ordinary Ghanaian.
So why didn't your running
the
mate...
fact that she said, you see,
why didn't your running mate... I'm not misquoting. I said exactly what she said. I never misquoted.
To teach them how to do what?
No, you heard it as well.
There's a way to teach, not the way to engage in Galamsey and destroy water bodies.
Okay, but that's not a state of emergency. She didn't call on the government to
Rose,
declare a state of emergency. Just because she was in a mining community. And that's what people are saying.
As we speak, look at the state of our water bodies now. In this current situation, the NDC, if voted into power, would have declared a state of emergency to make sure that at least we have clean water bodies. And I'm telling you that Ghana Water Company right now is complaining that their water, they are not able, some of them have been shutting down their plants because they use the water there they use some of the rivers, to refine their water. Okay. Now look, we are in Accra. So perhaps we may not be affected now.
We are being affected, actually.
Exactly.
I don't think it's about now.
So you see, let us stop this nonsense.
The only problem is that we as citizens, we are getting tired of politicians mounting platforms and, playing mind games with us, because you hear the NPP say something about Galamsey, you hear the NDC say something about Galamsey, and you ask yourself, are they really thinking about the citizens, or they are thinking about themselves?
Whether we like it or not, whether we like it or not, so politicians are leaders. They will lead this country. You cannot say that we must not balk all politicians to look like we're out of maybe some few people who are bad. That means politicians are... No. Let us say the things right.
No, what is right?
Once you are a politician, it doesn't mean that you're a bad person.
Nobody.
What you should expect, what we should be saying? When people say politicians, then I ask myself, so who should be the one to lead the country? Isn't it politicians who become... Even if you're a pastor, and you join politics, you are a politician. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. What we should be preaching is that once people come to promise, let them fulfill their promise. It shouldn't be, a position of lies. That's what we should be preaching about.
Okay, so I think that I'll start with this particular one. It says, good morning to you, Roslyn, and to your panelists. I have an idea on how to stop this Galamsey menace, and the only way is to deploy and send AI with drones to all our forest reserves and water bodies with well-loaded guns, with enough ammunition, to engage in shoot-aside on anyone found in our forest reserve and water bodies, because AI doesn't know who is MPP or NDC. You see, the thing is that, unfortunately, there are people that have license in these, places, not the water body, but the forest reserves, and they have the license to mine in the forest reserves. That's now people are calling on the government to do something about that one in particular, because it's called forest reserve for a reason. So why are we now doing Galamsey there? Or why are we now mining in the forest reserves? Because it's a reserve for a reason. My dear Roslyn, Akufo-Addo has destroyed the economy through create, loot, and share by his bunch of family, friends, and cronies. In fact, a week will not be complete without a scandal hitting Akufo-Addo and Bawumia's government. As if it's not enough, Akufo-Addo and his cronies have destroyed our forests and water bodies with impunity. I'm not an NDC member or sympathizer, but this Akufo-Addo and Bawumia government must be voted out of power in the general election in 2020. Please don't click it. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm struggling here. Okay, in 2024, 7 December, to liberate Ghana once again. Good morning, my dear Roslyn Charles Echampong. Organized labor is finding a way to run away from the demo they promised at the end of September because they are now given conditions that Mahama too must sign to something. President Mahama is not the president now. Nanado is the president now. He must fix Galamsey. When Mahama faced Dumso and fixed Dumso, the NPP took advantage of Dumso. Why is Nana complaining? He must fix Galamsey and stop talking. Patrick from Accra. Good morning, Roslyn. Where was Labor Union media collaboration against Galamsey? They called Utah and SOS when the NDC running mate Nano Pokwajiman Mount platform at Wase Kropon and encouraging the youth to continue doing Galamsey. She did not do that. Please, let's clear that. That's not what she did. She didn't encourage. She said that we will teach a better way of doing it. I wonder why you media people see nothing wrong with the NDC encouraging Galamsey, but you keep I'm sorry. I wonder why you people, media people, see nothing wrong with NDC encouraging Galamsey, but you keep on playing and Dr. Free audio. You people must be fair. This is from Kwekubako Jr. Sante Bekwai. You see, the thing is that if you don't go and say, nobody will even talk about you. So please don't go and say. Good morning, Roslyn. Where was Labor Union and NDC? Okay, I've already read this one. Good morning, madam, and your guests. Please, it's like NAT and NDC. NDC is the same size of the same coin. When did Galamsey start in Ghana and where were they? NAT should disassociate themselves from NDC. Remember, those who are also doing the Galamsey are also Ghanaians and should be treated fairly. Why can't they engage the Galamsey leadership in the chiefs of the Galamsey area to educate them on how to do it, but not interested in fighting them? Baba Kingdom Sako. Okay, so I'll come back and read a lot. I have so many messages. I'll come back and read the messages very soon. I'll come back and read very, very soon. Okay, so my dear viewers, keep sending in your messages. I'll come back to you and read your messages. So Solomon, I don't know, maybe I should move on to my next topic. Before I move on to my next topic, people are saying that organized labor should have done this long time ago. Why did they wait for this all this while to now? And they're also running away from the demonstration. Do you agree?
I don't see them as running away from the demonstration. With what we have read, they are saying, and you just actually prompted TT here, that it's a process. It's not an event. So if there are some means for you to exhaust, try to exhaust them. I think that's the right thing they are doing. Engagement. I always believe in engagements, so that by the end of the day, heads could meet, and then a map, they can map up some strategy as to how to tackle the menace. So what they are doing, I think, is the best interest. I'm just praying that after today's sitting or meeting, they will come out with something positive other than demonstration. Because you will demonstrate, and the demonstration will not arrest the problem. You will picket, and the picketing will not arrest the problem. You go on procession, and the procession will not arrest the problem. The problem lies beneath. Why don't we go down, as in the sitting, try to sort of have some addendum, and then arrive at some conclusions that could possibly help in fighting them. If look, I say that I am not in any mining community, but I don't dissociate myself from the effect of this menace. It can get to you and I pretty soon.
Yeah.
So let us reason up. You see, when those days when free SHS was not in the system, you may have two different homes, very poor. One home will just throw their hands in this. Oh, you finished the HS, you don't have money. Though the person has got good grades, oh, you don't have money, so that's their strategy. So they just leave, then the person will be selling doctrines on the street. A very bright student. Then there will be the other home, they don't have. But you see the mother struggling, passing here, the women, and the men trying to make sure that at least sometimes you see them selling, if they have anything called a property, be it cloth or cooking utensils. Dr. Okoboy is an example, how he got into Legon Presec and the university. He told Ghanaians that his mother sold even cooking utensils to get him there. You see the difference between the two homes? That is what is happening now. What are we saying? We are saying that this is a menace. Let's tackle it as such. We shouldn't bring in. In fact, we'll deviate from the objectivity if we start doing pointing fingers like these normal colors, NDC, MPP.
That's what the party people who are mounting the platforms are doing. That's the concern right now. Because
but you can't tell me it's all. As I'm seated here, you've not heard me saying this.
That's what I'm saying.
You've not saying going that line.
That's why I said those mounting the platforms. Because Solomon, you are here, you are not towing that line. But the unfortunate thing is that you have a member of parliament who had the opportunity to speak against illegal mining, but rather did not.
It's the same way. My brother here is not going that line, but we have a whole leader of the party saying that, look, when I come, I'll grant amnesty to those who have arrested for doing Galamsey. You see the whole thing. That's why I said, let's put those colors aside. I don't want us to bring in the colors. It's a national menace. Let's fight against it. The moment you start, look, you say 2 or 3, I can have 6 or 7. I can even put pictures of some people who are in this, but I don't want us to go that tangent. It won't help us.
That's the problem.
That is why I'm not going that way. So let's handle it.
Solomon, my point is that it's not about MPP doing the wrong. It's about the two main political parties. And that's what I say. When we sit here and we condemn, we don't condemn NPP. We condemn all political parties that decide to stand on platforms and do not condemn it and do not say that let's fight for a better Ghana. That is where the problem is.
Let's say what viewers want to hear. It's a menace. We need to fight it.
Are we fighting it?
That is it. I've told you, I've enumerated a list of things that the president has done and the recent one that he has done, and then what even Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has added on top. These are ways that will help arrest the problem. Now, the calls that have been made so far, before you leaving me to Titi, you were mentioning that they have been called. Yes, they have been called. Do you know, out of the calls, various calls, Occupy Ghana says criminalize leasing of lands for Galamsey activities. And if you lease land, who is leasing? Is it not the chiefs that we are talking about? The criminal leasing of land. So who leases the land? Is it not the custodians of the land? Okay, fine. Then let's move on. The same Occupy Ghana says take urgent legal action against Galamseyers. Still on Galamseyers. And then the action is legal action against them. Then NUCS, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Tech, they are UTAG. They came out to say that unity needed to win fight against Galamsey. This is what I'm preaching now. That we need to come together. Let's stop the difference. Let's come together and find a way to sort of stop this menace. And then you go to Asantini, I've said it, he says, to do nothing is no longer an option. Chiefs, we have to get involved. We have to let our people stop what they are doing. And then he said, hence the Asantini has disturbed, he disturbed some people. And then finally, Asantini has given a stern warning to his chiefs on any involvement in Ghana. This is what we are expecting other chiefs from mining areas to emulate. We should talk to them as well. Just as we are talking to the politicians who are sort of by their utterances or their activities or their campaigning strategy is trying to bring the people or is trying to motivate them or is trying to instigate them to go back to the side. We should preach against that equally as we preach against chiefs who are adamant, chiefs who are not calling as the Otufo has done. These things, when we do them well, it will help us. And then the third party, which is the security, those who are being empowered, that look, you are there, you have been clothed to protect the state, the nation, you have been clothed to defend the country in our territorial border, wherever. Go and do it. And when they go there, they put the national interest aside. This side, so we have to. So it means we need to sit down. And then, there was a call which I am very much GMA. That's Ghana Medical House. It says what? All political parties should make a public declaration and publish a duly signed document on their commitment to fight illegal and unethical mining activities in Ghana. And this call I side with, because I've mentioned that politicians, you have some deeply involved. So if we want to keep these menace, they should come out, sign a public document doing what? Publishing their commitment to fight illegal mining. And when you do that, if you are in power or not, you have already signed as a political, and that will bind you. I hope you understand me. These are some of the strategies. And I've told you what Madam Awumia said.
Okay.
The committee.
Between 1988 to 2016, 96 licenses were issued. Now look at this. Between 2017 and 2024, 1,503 licenses have been issued. And you think that Galamsey, with this, high number of licenses issued, right, between 2017 and 2024, you cannot tell the cost of the Galamsey. Now look, and that is how I'm telling you that in all that, even elite minerals is fingered because it has it has close to 4 licenses in out of the 1,502 and many more. So if as a government you are issuing 1,503 licenses between 2017 and 2024. This is the results. This is where we find ourselves. It doesn't, we don't need labor unions to draw your attention. You must be reasonable. That is why we always wake up in the morning and pray to God for wisdom. You know what you have done in terms of the issue of licenses. And so when today Ghanaians are complaining, people are demonstrating about Galamsey, you don't go about arresting them. Look, demonstration is a way to solve problems. In Kenya, recently, I was there when the protest started and I had to leave because I knew that I wasn't safe. That is how the youth protested, and based on that, they achieved their results in terms of taxes.
You can protest in a peaceful way.
Yes, you can protest. Right? No, but Kenyans, they protested in peaceful ways, but once they realized that the leaders and the politicians were not listening to them, they decided to go straight to parliament and cause whatever they want to do. I'm not justifying, violence and all that. All I'm saying is that demonstration is one of the major, in fact, the only way. Because you see, usually when you
peaceful demonstration
peaceful demonstration is the only way to vent your anger when you are not satisfied with the management of the economy and how government is handling matters. And so let us not belittle demonstration and say that, oh, let's have the talks. We know what talks can lead to. It will not lead to it. It will just be let's have a discussion. The people who are managing the economy will not feel the pinch when they realize that the people who voted for them are on the streets. Don't forget that after all that, globally, you see our partners, international partners will also be asking. And there's also ways to call government to order. Demonstration is just for Ghana alone, but to call other international partners to call government and say, well, if your people are demonstrating about this issue, then it means that you have to try and,
And if today, after the conversation, they come to a consensus, it means that demonstration is cancelled.
Don't worry. Labor union are not the ones to tell us whether to demonstrate or not. They can decide to sleep.
But this is their demonstration.
Yes, so they can decide to sleep. Another group will go on that demonstration.
Are you backing that?
Rose,
is
Democracy Hub went when democracy
behind these demonstrations.
Oh, but is NDC the manager of labor unions?
No, I'm asking you.
No, but no.
No, you said that.
I'm also asking you.
Come in.
I'm saying that is NDC the manager of the labor unions?
I asked a question. So
I'm also responding to you that is NDC the manager of labor unions?
You didn't answer my question. You said it's
I
from
can answer your question with a question.
No, you can't answer a question with a question. You're a lawyer.
Democracy Hub went on demonstration on Galamsey. They were arrested, brutalized, and then they came to lie that they bought them papaya. That is fine. Labor union says they are going on demonstration on Galamsey. Now they say, no, we are going to have talks, have a tete-a-tete with government. When we finish talking to them, and then we will decide whether to go on demonstration or not. That is okay. Don't forget that Ghanaians are not only in the labor unions. There are many Ghanaians out there who are feeling the pinch in terms of, the water bodies. River Pram, Dochi River, and many others. And so, Rose, if labor union cancels their demonstration, that is fine. It doesn't mean that all Ghanaians have cancelled their demonstration. If we realize that this government that has shown to be very incompetent and useless decides not to declare a state of emergency on these Galamsey activities is affecting us, definitely the voice of the people is the voice of God. There will be other people who come out. Don't forget that
there's some
members,
sort of
students from
there's some sort of accusation or allegation. Let me put it so. There's some sort of allegation that the NDC is behind all these demonstrations. Is the NDC behind it?
Rose, must it be the NDC to remind you and I that our water has been affected? That means, but we don't need the NDC to remind us. When you wake up in the morning and you realize that you are being affected because of Galamsey, when you wake up in the morning and you realize that even the farms are being destroyed because of Galamsey. A few weeks ago, my mechanic told me that he will not do this mechanic job again. He's going to do Galamsey. And I don't know where. And the question was that he will get more money from that as compared to the mechanic job. That's the state. And so we don't need, and so I'm telling you, I'm just such an example. So I'm telling you, we don't need the NDC. Because NDC has no hand, even in that Democracy Hub demonstration. They have no hand. They have all these people who were demonstrating there, they are not affiliated to the NDC. They just decided to engage in demonstration because they felt that Galamsey is affecting us. And I'm telling you that the NDC can go to bed about this issue of Galamsey, and you'll still see Ghanaians coming out once they realize that this government is still remaining to be useless in matters of regarding Galamsey.
All right, so I'll read a few messages and then we can move to our next topic. It's quite interesting, I must say, when it comes to Galamsey. But let me ask you this, Gideon, as we prepare our messages. You know, some people are calling on us putting away party colors and having a conversation as a nation on how to fight Galamsey. Do you agree with this call?
I couldn't agree more with this discussion. But you see, every step in our way in this country is always politicized. But I always mention that as Ghanaians, before you marry politics with any issue, you need to ask yourself how you are being affected. As we speak, there is only one president. He had an opportunity to make his position about Galamsey. He remained muted.
All right, so I have a message coming in.
We don't have to be here talking about Galamsey. He must be reasonable and see that this is affecting us.
All right.
And so you must declare it.
There's a message coming in. Hi, Rosalind. I was very disappointed when our president chose the wrong option of not commenting on the Galamsey issues during the anniversary of Ghana Journalists Association when he had a clear opportunity. Let us not forget that the same president responded very swiftly when the former Bar Association president suggested an option that could make the free SHS better. I'm very happy, Rosalind, that you put it to the MPP communicator that the president said he was putting his presidency on the line, so they should they stop saying they lost lots of seats at the mining area. Good morning, Rosalind. It pains me a lot when the NPP communicators say that the fight is our fight, or we should all come together to fight it. Am I being paid by taxes of the people? They stopped the small-scale miners for a whole year and told us that they've regularized them and trained them. So which regularizing are they talking about again? Ban all form of mining now. They failed from the beginning to the end of their government. That's why government, they destroyed the NPP party and they will be in opposition for more than 50 years. Bernard Blessing from who? Good morning, Rosalind. The reason why all this talks about Galamsey issues has that again is because we are entering an election and majority of media stations and CSO, Mr. Kenneth and the rest were all in Ghana when NDC were doing Galamsey side campaign in 2020. They didn't condemn it. It's clear that they are doing it for NDC to come to power. Kwekubako, are you sure? Kwekubako, when Dumso was there in 2016, we all condemned it. Nobody kept quiet about Dumso. Good morning, Rosalind. Asemo Ghana, I'm surprised about the NPP rep putting party first before Ghana. He should bond. Oh no, but he didn't put party first before Ghana though. That one he didn't. I think NPP is not ready for Dr. Bawumia to become president. Like they won't increase water, electricity, petrol, etc. in an election year. Never again for NPP government. Lie. Galamsey won't stop today nor tomorrow. Statement by Honorable Ayu Efriye. No, I hope he understands the statement he made. How can MP make this? No, he didn't say it like that. So what he was saying. It's not easy. Hi, good morning, Madam Rosalind. I'm ashamed of what your panelists are saying against the fight of illegal mining. For real, you guys are in power, for Christ's sake. Abba, when guys are in opposition, you were blaming the political party in power. Now, you are also given the mandate to rule for past 7 years, 10 months now, but still, you are blaming the NDC for not performing. Why? In fact, what you guys are real teaching, we the young ones are coming up, especially your children seeing mom and dad on national TV saying what is not true. May God forgive us. Joseph Smart from Kita. Good morning, Rosalind. Do you know the messages of the NPP in Ashanti region is different? In Ashanti region, they are telling the people lies and inciting them against NDC. They are playing tribal politics in the Ashanti region. Really? Is that true? Anyway, Alasan Sise Zenu from Zenu Central. Sorry, I want to ask that NPP government, is it common? Okay, all right. Unfortunately, Hassan, please let's use good English. Rosalie, I don't understand Nanado and the NPP. You put your presidency on the line and turn around and keep saying we lost some seats, so we are not going to stop Galamsey today nor tomorrow. Hey, what kind of logic is that? They should do the needful and stop getting us angry anytime they sit on platforms. From what? Oh, wow, I have so many messages today. Good morning, Rosalie, and thanks for your professional moderation. So my question and immediate message this morning is, what are the labor unions and well-meaning Ghanaians waiting for? The president said he was putting his presidency on the line, or we've forgotten. The president has ended has endorsed and stamped his impeachment. We should demand for his resignation. Simon. Okay. Okay, so this one is trying to give us a video. It said, good morning, Madam Host. Please note that Galamsey people have begun leaving the sites in my area. Okay, most excavators are being moved out of sight. There is a speculation that military people will be coming to this month. Some too are working during the night. I was with Ghana Water Resource team last week and they will attest we don't have good water. The guy from Accra wept, but those of us in Western region consoled him. He never knew the extent of damage. All right. So let me see if I can play this so we all see it. Okay, so this is how it looks like. All right. Okay, so he's saying that, you know, the excavators, the excavators there. He says they are going to move the excavators very soon because there's an alarm that has been blown. The alarm blow. They say alarm blow. Military is coming, so let's run away. Anyway, so that will be it with regards to that. All right, so let's see what we have. Dear Rosalind, do you know latest now, people are now buying bread and travel to River Tano and River Pratt to take their breakfast with the Tano tea because Galamseyers have destroyed our cocoa farms and turned them into an automatic Tano tea. What a shame. Ghanaians and unborn children will never forgive this MPP government and the one who put his presidency on the line to eradicate this Galamsey canker. Ghana is known as #6 gold mining country in the world. Gold we don't see, money we don't see, even our life at stake. God, where are you? Prince Val from Ablekuma Joma. Okay. All right, so I have to take it from here. It's a bit long. Rosa, my name is Kwesi Solomon. Asante said they lost mining areas. You should tell us the research. You messed up the economy. Your people engaged in corrupt acts. Hajide, Oforiata, Edubuahi, etc. And then, for the first time, Ghana can't even pay its debt. You overborrow when Oforiata and Co makes money and you lose an election and you sit there and say you lost due to Galamsey. Does the president lose the election even after putting his presidency on the line? He will go down as the worst president of the Fourth Republic. Sami from Kede, Rosalind, MPP is a failure, complete failure. If Baumia has nothing now to fight Galamsey, you should do it now and stop this. Okay. For us to lose a high-profile fight like the fight against illegal mining clearly suggests we have weak and unprincipled leaders who simply do not care about the plight of the ordinary Ghanaian. The fight against Galamsey cannot be won on the platforms of blame games, political equalization and rhetoric. Sadly, that is what our leaders appear to be doing. President Akufo-Addo said he was putting his presidency on the line to fight against illegal mining. Little did we know he was rather putting the lives of the ordinary Ghanaian on the line. It's really sad. Today, the great NDC in the Bulsa North constituency will be launching their campaign. Daniel Akbaliok from Sandema. Wow, messages are coming in. Good morning, Rosalind, your panelists. The ideal thing the president needs to do is to take advantage at the GJA podium and declare his stance on Galamsey. The earlier we stop the canker, the better. This is coming from Jackson in whole words. So this morning, my Rosalind, you now turn a panel member. My dear Ghanaians voted for the MPP. Any move to defend it tells a good story from their accountability. Government have failed. Let's tell them. Then make reference to a party. Said it's a party said that. It's bad to see government shirking on its position. Is it shaking or okay on its position to deal with this minister called illegal mining from Kofi Abuaji Dunkwa. All right, Kofi Abuaji. Good morning, Rosalind. Nobody is in support of any person or any group of persons destroying our waters. Professor Mills fought Galamsey and failed. Mr. Mahama fought Galamsey and, according to his own minister, Mahama Yarigadi, failed miserably in 2013. Nana-Addo continued the fight together with the media. Along the line, the same media who today has suddenly waken us up, stopped the fight and left government alone in the fight, and as usual, government too went to sleep. Galamsey is a menace that has been with us for years. For the media to suddenly start this whole agenda 2, 3, 4 months to elections and act in bad faith against the ruling government, reason why some people are questioning the timing. K-Free-Pom, media doesn't work with Ghana Water. And so when Ghana Water decided to release this communique, media was just on the side, and we saw Ghana Water release a communique. We know that media has been trying to fight Galamsey for a while now. We have our colleague Erastus Asari Donko. Last year, 2 years ago, has been fighting Galamsey. It wasn't two months to election. It wasn't 3 months to election. This fight has been ongoing until Ghana Water told us how dire the consequences are, how close it is to us, and that is why now we have to make sure that we continue to fight it as a whole nation and not even just media. So this fight is not just about media fight, it's about everybody, because Ghana Water has opened our eyes to the realities on the ground. Auntie Rose, ask Solomon, were there drones that they bought by, I don't understand this question. What drones? Drones for what, my darling? But good morning, host. Please read more messages and stop listening to... Oh, okay. What do you want me to say? Good morning, host. Oh, you're saying good morning, host. Read messages, but you're not saying anything. Okay, hi, host. We cannot share responsibility with politicians who pass laws to pollute forest reserves, water bodies, or issue 1,696 permits to partyful soldiers to raise funds for the MPP and its executives. Akufo-Addo is the only one with power and state resources to stop Galamsey. He cannot share that duty with the ordinary Ghanaian, period. If the NDC is behind the protest, does it change the effects on our water bodies? This country, dear, everything is MPP, NDC. Farmer from Takrady. Good morning, Rosalind. Good morning, Rosalind and panelists. It's clear, crystal clear, that Rosalind is deeply in bed. I'm not deeply in bed with the MPP. So today I'm deeply in bed with the MPP. When you, the MPP, you were trolling me that I was deeply in bed with the NDC. Where were you? Did you see what the MPP people did to me about a month ago on social media? Today you're telling me I'm deeply in bed with MPP. Wow, what a shock. I'll read it though. With the MPP hands bidding for them, as a journalist, you ought to investigate to have the facts. Okay, so quite surprising that you are saying this. Go on social media and go and see what the MPP did to me and come and tell me that MPP, I'm in bed with MPP. And I know the MPP people at, Jubilee House, you are watching it this morning. After you trolled me, today the NDC is also telling me I'm in bed with you people. Next time, come and troll. Hello, good morning, Rosalind. I hope you're fine. Keep on asking them important questions that will save the country, Ghana. Thank you very much. Akonse Gariba from Tamale. Good morning, Rosalind. Everyone is against Galamsey in Ghana, but Labour should stop meddling in politics with the Galamsey menaces. If someone should tell Thomas Musa to stop taking salary for a solution to be found in education in Ghana as a result of one bad teacher, how will he feel? Sometimes our Labour leaders should be rational in their quest to take decisions that will not improve the life of the Ghanaian worker. How can any rational being suggest that all illegal miners should be banned as a result of one single illegal miner? If Labour doesn't stop their current stand in banning all mining in Ghana, they will soon make the Labour front useless. I don't think they are saying that all Labour should be banned. If we can clear it, it's not that. Declaring a state of emergency is not that you're banning all Galamsey. What is going to happen is that you're going to put a hold and then you sieve the system and then you come back with better measures. That's what they are requesting for. Good morning. Is NDC in power? With NPP, when things get out of hand, they will say we should not do politics with the issue, but when they are being advised, they don't listen. Kobe from Amasterman. Good morning, Rosalind. Organized Labour should not embark on demonstration. They should rather embark on indefinite strike. Political spider, Kintampo. Tommy Watcher from Asamankese said, let's help and come together as one nation and say no to illegal mining, aka Galamsey, and stop politicizing it. I think Kweku Boahin and his team at the mining should have been arrested by now, if not for politics. Please tell the NDC propagandist machinery that they can do anything to divert people's attention, but Dr. Baumia is focused on becoming president and it will shock them. If you want to protect the free SHS, press 1. We hear you. Good morning, Madam Host. Ask your panelists the reason why Bahama, Ayariga and Inusa for saying he stopped fighting Galamsey during President Mahama's era. Refer to Joy FM's report on Galamsey during NDC era. We don't have short memories. Okay, so currently we have the MPP in power, and what is happening? My pain is the way Labour unions act during President Mahama's time, and the way Labour union of today so afraid of Nana Addo that they see no evil and hear no evil. Shame on Ghana Labour Union. Labour unions don't care about the health of their members. Patrick from Accra. Good morning, Rosalind. The MPP and their president are benefiting from Galamsey. That's why the president is mute over the issue. This from Bullets. Bullets, are you sure? Musa Abator says, Musa Abator says the successful launch of the NDC Women's Manifesto aligned with Soaya. Okay, so unfortunately today we are not doing NDC Manifesto, so I have to move on. Okay, so I think this one says, good morning, Rosalind. Let's Ghanaians watch this video. Anyone who is behind this Galamsey menace shall be trapped with the law of karma the same way. Karma is real. So If I played it, is it viewer discretion? I'll try it. Okay, let's see, because he's saying that people got trapped in there. So, is this Galamsey?
That's how it is.
Oh, no, okay. Let me stop it, because it's a viewer discretion. Yeah. Okay, so please pardon us, anybody that got a with this. Yeah. Anyway, so now back to our next conversation, which is to do with the Akosombo Dam Spillage, those who got affected, where government has said that it's going to resettle. A year on, the government has actually requested for 200 million Ghana cedis, hoping that they'll get this money to be able to resettle. The initial budget was 600 million, and that's they started with. Currently, they are requesting for an extra 200 million Ghana cedis to finish with the resettling. And Solomon Asante, it's been a year. Want to take a look at this video, and when we come back, we delve into the conversation.
October 2023 leaves a bitter and unforgettable experience in the lives of residents of Abadiwe Kome in the central town district of the Volta region. The spilled water from the Akosombo and Bo dams swept through the island community, causing great damage to household facilities. Food crops on hundreds of acres of land perished in the floods.
To
ensure the safety of the residents, the entire Abadiwe Kome community was evacuated via the river to take refuge in New Bakba. Togbi Sakpiti is the chief of the area.
It's very difficult to talk about it because I've been through a lot. My people went through a lot. But God will be good. It was over. We were not able to, there's no casualty. And I was able to move everybody from the island to the mainland. My house here, I live here with my mom and my two siblings. We are 4 here. At the time of the flood, we were here more than 50 to 60 people. And it was something that is very, very terrible. But 1 year on, we are surviving, though life has been very, very difficult, but we are surviving.
Several households were destroyed by the floods, rendering hundreds of residents homeless. These poor rural dwellers did not have the opportunity to salvage any of their belongings, losing virtually everything to the floods. Some of the victims narrated their ordeals. One year on, the residents decided to move back to Abadiwe Kome to attempt to have their livelihoods restored. The flood also led to migration, where most of the victims moved to Yeji and other parts of the country for greener pastures. It dealt education in the community a heavy blow, destroying mud structures that previously housed the pupils. The headmaster of the basic school narrated how they are coping with the situation.
We started from. When we came back, we realized that no, things are not in place. But God so good, the UNICEF came to our aid by giving us some tents because we started our first year, that is the GSS, first year before the flood came. So the mass structure that we put up has all collapsed. So they are able to give us some tents, which we are using to accommodate them for their classes. So as we are in the second year of our junior high, they are also able to give us another tent, which we are still using. You can see it here as our second classroom for our junior high.
The pupils did not only lose their educational materials, but were traumatized.
When we came back from where we went the last time, we were not able to learn again. Sometimes I would be dreaming bad dreams, and like when I'm there, I feel like going into the water. And all sorts of things. I don't know what's happening to me. But first, it was not happening to me.
The floods also wreaked havoc in Mepe, Pato, and other parts of the Northtown district, where the National Disaster Management Organization reported that about 12,000 persons were affected. Godson Hlonji, who is spokesperson for the town flood victims, however, disputed this figure.
Same thing happened in 1963. No head has been compensated. No pin was given to anybody in town. 67, after the spillage, the same thing, no compensation, nothing.
So,
this spillage came.
Government actually is having a resettlement for them. The resettlement total cost is 600 million Ghana cedis. Government has received 200 million Ghana cedis and they've started it. Now, what government is saying is that within 1 year, they cannot finish everything. And so they propose a 3-year period to finish. And so the request, which is the second request, is 200 million Ghana cedis again to continue. And then they can finish off with another 200 million cedis at the latter part. That's the last year, which is the third year. They are also saying that, yes, there's calls on government to make sure that they finish within this year. And they're saying if they should, the government will have to give them the whole 400 million Ghana cedis to be able to fast track it. However, the advice will be that they do spread it out for the 3 years so that they can have 200, 200, 200 and have a beautiful resettlement place for these victims. So Solomon Asante, let me start this conversation with you. People are calling on the government to fast track it because like we heard the people there, they are struggling. Their businesses, they've lost their businesses, they've lost their farms, they've lost their livelihood. And so if government needs 400 million, why shouldn't government just request for the 400 million Ghana cedis and fast track it so that they can have a comfortable life again?
Thank you very much, Rosalind. In fact, last month, that's 26th of August, 2024, before the Parliamentary Special Committee probing the circumstances surrounding the spillage of the dam, Mark Tete, who is the Works, Director of Works at the Ministry of Works, did mention. And what he said was apparently the same thing that the Chief Director, Reverend Stephen Yawase of the ministry, also said, that they projected for 600 million. And in his own way, he says we projected for 600 million to do this project, but currently we have 200 million cedis. He says, so if you have to do it in a year, then it means we need all the 600. If we need to do it within 2 years, then we'll need an extra 200 in addition to the already 200 given. If it is for 3 years, then it means
you can do 200.
That is it. And he went further, that's the director of Works, Mark Tete. He went further to say that the structure that they are trying to put up is just like that of the Apiachi new structures that have been put in place. He says it includes a single bed room and then a 2-bedroom houses that they are trying to build for them. So far, work has been done and some number of houses have gotten to certain levels of completion. And I think if they hasten up a bit, they will sort of make sure they get it.
That's what the people are calling on. They're saying that they are struggling right now. Why don't you just fast track it? If it's 600 million, that is 600 million Ghana cedis that the government needs, and government can afford the 600 million Ghana cedis because this their lives at stake. This is a case whereby they've lost everything. Some are sleeping in classrooms. I was there personally. Some are sleeping in classrooms. Some are sleeping under tents. Some are sleeping under trees. Classrooms have have been moved to under trees just because they have to use the classrooms as a resettlement place for them. And so they are saying that, dear government, 1 year on, we are still struggling. Can you please fast track it so that we can get our places?
It's a good call, which I support. Yes, sometimes, not sometimes, at least when you are in difficulty and you don't talk. In this local parliament, our local parliament, they say if you are having your hair cut and you don't talk about it, you receive all manner of haircuts that you may not be pleased with. So yes, government is doing it. They acknowledge, but they want the fast track. That is all. I add my voice that whatever it is that is impeding the fast trackness of the whole thing. But I also see that, as the director of work said, the sort of houses, because he was using that as a basis for them to sort of give them some time, because the sort of structures that they are putting up that does not require that speed that people are calling for. But you should also know, on the other side, we need it. We are in distress, so definitely we'll be calling. But the speed is
to do with money. He didn't say the speed is to do with, manpower.
It's not always like that. You may have the money down, but the pace at which it's going, the nature of construction, whatever you could have the money all right, but you do not.
That he gave. He said, if I should fast track it, then I need an extra 200 million.
He says if he's doing it for the year or 1 year,
so he needs the
then
money.
He needs all the 600.
So it's the money.
If he's doing it for, and I'm surprised he didn't state whether he will be doing it for a year or 2 years. If I'm doing it for a year, the 600. If I'm doing it for 2 years, I need 200 more in addition to the 200 I've already gotten. And then if it's for 3 years, it means every year 200.
Exactly.
But he should have gone, I was expecting he should have gone and said, okay, we can do it within maybe 2 years. So as we said, we need 200 extra, and then before the second year ends, we need I hope you understand, but that thing, that aspect, all that I'm saying is we are adding our voice to it, that whatever is pulling the strings, look, this thing should be fast-tracked, and the call by the distressed community should be listened to. Okay. As simple as that. I have no more to say on this. It's a good call.
Right.
I back as
well. Thank you very much. Well, I think that this issue of this dam spillage is affected all of us. It's not easy when your house is flooded, and at least driving through that place, you see that a lot of people are displaced. Of course, we know that it is good that resettlement has begun, and a community where they donated their lands for the Akosombo Dam and Pond Dam. This is not how they should be treated, because this is they should not be treated with bad when they have done good. And if not for the communities around that place, I'm not sure Akosombo Dam would have been built. I'm also not sure that Pond Dam would have been built. And so, as we are asking for justice and the resettlement is ongoing, it should be fast-tracked. To me, I think that this should have been done and completed within this year, because I'm just thinking of where the other people the other affected people are sleeping now. I know that some media houses and even the members of parliament have done their bit in terms of resettlement, but this falls at the feet of government, and government should not use 3 years to do this resettlement, because he just took a second for their households, for people's houses to be affected. And if they donated their land for the dams, then the way and manner they gave out their land for the construction of the Pond Dam and Akosombo Dam should be how they should be treated. So to me, I believe that this resettlement project should actually be completed this year. I don't think that should take much time, because as we speak, what are they?
But they just requested for the extra 200 million, so it can't be completed this year.
Yes,
maybe into next year.
That, you see, government's position in viewing this particular project and how they see, if they see it as very urgent, they can cut unnecessary expenditures and use that money to solve this.
Which one is unnecessary expenditure?
Having an obolobo government, spending your money on paying salaries and all that in terms of many appointees. If you cut down that government, I'm not sure that the money that you are paying salaries for appointees, you can use that to do that. And so, you see, setting our priorities right is the problem of this government. This issue about dam spillage, as you said, you visited the place, you felt the pain, because you can put your feet in the shoes of those who are affected, and you realize that, well, if it was you and all your things are flooded, you are starting everything as fresh. You are starting from the scratch. And so setting the priorities right. Whether like today we have light, it's not because of Akosombo Dam. And so, and quantum and all that. And so, if today we are benefiting because of some people who donated their lands, then when they are affected, right, just set our priorities right. You don't still have a big-size government, ostentatious government, engage on necessary expenditure, issue licenses and to even your friends and family, when you can actually, set your priorities right and say, oh, we didn't plan for this, but now that this has come, let us cut these expenses and sort this thing out. So, yes, I know that they are requesting for an additional 200 million Ghana cedi. But governments themselves, governments can see the urgency of this and say, oh, well, let us release all the money so that at least we can quickly, call on more hands to get the work done immediately.
Okay, Gideon, this all time open.
It took a process. This is not an event. It took place in October, about 12 months ago. And then for them to have a bare land to sort of start something, that was on 25th March. 6 months down the line, this year, 25th March, before the Minister, Kojo Ponkroma, where they went to cut the sod for the construction to commence. And then, as part of the exercise, victims need to be helped to return to their communities. About 88,000 people, about 5,000 homes were affected. So it's not something that you could look at the period that it takes 6 months before sod was cut, just because we wanted the water to capsize so that we can have a bail and then something could be started. So it's not like the thing was there from day one when it started in October and the government decided to sleep and for 1 year nothing has been done. No. So that we should get that in mind. A listening government or a sensitive government, yes, that is why I say initially the steps, as part of the steps, is look, let's first of all provide relief items, and then when the water level recedes, then we'll have to.
But the water level didn't recede in 6 months. It receded less than 6 months. It was like 2 months. I think the water level even receded.
It occurred in October.
Yes.
And I'm saying the first steps is to get them relief items.
Yes.
Bring them back. You have to take data of the people to know the number of houses. That is how come they got to know about the 88,000 people affected and the 5,000 homes affected. You have to do all this. Before you go back to the drum, okay, now we are coming to put this number that will cater for this number of people.
I hope you understand me. When we started the conversation on the Akosombo Dam Spillage, we started the conversation immediately it happened. By the following week, we had every data. We had the number of homes that had been affected. We had a number of individuals that had been affected. Like I told you, I was there myself. So this data was brought up in a week. We had every data. We knew what was going on the ground. So it didn't take 6 months before the data got. It didn't take 6 months for the water to recede. The water receded.
6 months. I'm saying that the date that the sod was cut was for the project to commence was on 25th of March, 6 months down the line.
That's what people are complaining about. Why wait 6 months? Because the water receded.
And the minister is saying you need to start with relief items. Something has happened to people. You need to concentrate on relief items first.
For 6 months.
And then bring them back to the place because they were displaced. I hope you understand. You need to get them relief items. Then when the water level recedes, then you have to bring them back. And then you start with...
But they didn't take them far. So I was there, like I told you. I was there. They were not far. They were in their school classrooms. They were under trees. I was there. So I'm not speaking as somebody
you want to say when the water level receded, they didn't move from those schools, the temporary places that they went to. They didn't move in back.
How long will it take you? That's the point.
Even when you move back, he was just saying that it's not easy when you are, imagine you are in your home and then the whole place gets flooded. When you come back, do you think you have it as it was?
No, but certain things have to take time to do that. You are spending $34.9 million on ambulance.
You have to make sure these distressed persons within those communities find themselves in some sort of comfort, at least with the remnants of whatever they have. I hope you understand me. Then you start doing this because you can't just, okay, I want to build there, so, okay, you have gone back, so let me start building. No, make sure they are it takes time. That's what I say, it's not an event.
They are not comfortable. 2 years down.
That is why I say I back the call that they are making so that we will fast track it. But I just want you to understand that it never happened that in October the dam was spilled and then that's all. Since then, government has not done. These are some of the steps that the government has taken in place.
I get
How you get me right? Yeah, that is it.
Anti-Rose. You cannot be spending $34.9 million on ambulance spare parts when people are displaced. And these are the people that gave their life for Akosombo Dam. You are saying that it's a process. How many? So cutting saw it took 5 months. We are talking about the fact that you prioritize them, you see this as urgent, and then that money you give for ambulance spare part, $34.9 million. If you are taking just 600 million Ghana cedi, can't you solve this problem? By now,
$34 million that you are talking about.
Until Rose. If you didn't even pay all, even if you didn't pay all, you could have used that money to do this thing for them. Because these are people who are, you said it, are they comfortable? Are they comfortable? Are they comfortable? How can you find man to catch sword? People don't have a place to sleep. And you are talking about cutting short. Can you imagine? Look at cutting short. Can you imagine? Cutting short. So you see, he's so happy. He's so happy talking about cutting short. Cutting short.
No.
I mean,
this thing was just
so
Gideon, what he was saying. They should
cut unnecessary expenditure and get these people settled as soon as possible. You know what happens. You saw it yourself. People don't have a place to sleep. They are even comfortable. So ask him. That 5 man, where were they sleeping? Ask him. Where the 5 man that you are cutting short, preparing knife, ribbon, some drums and all the. Of course, you use scissors and knife. Ask him. Where were the people sleeping? Where were they sleeping? How many days for you to use to take scissors and ribbon? I mentioned the relief items. How many days? I mentioned. Yes. So where does it? So the relief items. Where do they keep? No, the relief. No, fine. The relief items. Where would they keep? So if he doesn't know, I have a place to sleep and the place has been flooded. I have donated land for you to do your dams, and you are telling me that you took 5 months to do short cutting, not 5 months to sort of the compensation. For the ribbon and scissors. No, ribbon and scissors. Compensated for ribbon and scissors. 5 months. So ribbon and scissors. It is not an event. When do you want the sword? You actually spent 5 months using ribbon and scissors to just do cutting sword.
When did you want the sword to be cut?
That's the very moment. The very moment. So he wouldn't think of.
No, tell him for me. Do that.
No, the very moment.
To survey the land.
Before you do 5 months. 5 months. You can
actually say that 5 months is too much.
The very moment. But the very moment, when I say the very moment, did I say the same thing? The very moment doesn't mean the same thing. The very moment, the very moment. You spent 5 months to find ribbon and scissors. No. We are telling me that you find the money. You see, you have to the Opolobo government. You can cut down the size of your Opolobo government and see this as urgent and allocate the funds, all the funds. You don't do susu collection, drip, small. When people don't have, you also said it, they're not even comfortable. It tells you that government has just misplaced priorities. All they know is to spend and fill their stomach. I don't know what he's talking about. That's what they are interested in. You can't just start when they requested for money. Say the money is there. Just move into business. Take the money and go solve it. He's telling you. I really don't want to say that who said it? Is it not Akufo who said that? Oh, Yatisikasu that's your bread. You can't just. Well, didn't your president say that Yatisikasu your bread? The money there, go bring it. Why should we be spending 5 months to go and find ribbon and scissors to cut before you come and do this?
Let me read some messages.
Scissors and ribbon. You use 5 months.
Okay. Let me read some messages. This one says you dropped from 167 seats in 2016 to 137 seats, and you complain lost some seats because of fighting Galamsey. This is not logic. You guys must come again from Mowat inside Asatre. Meshach Asante from Amasaman said, we demand immediate release of democratic hype. Demonstrators, the police should rather go and arrest somebody like Wuntumi who is destroying our forests and water bodies, but not innocent people who are fighting for the interests of Ghana. It's a shame and disgrace to our democracy. The earlier the government release them, the better for them. Let us vote to number 8 on the ballot paper to reclaim our freedom and democracy. Greetings to Sedem. Okay. Good morning to you. When we approach politics with a sense of morality, we prioritize the well-being of others over personal gain. We work towards policies that promote justice, equality, and human dignity. Exactly. We engage in civil discourse and debate to find common ground and build consensus. We reorganize the humanity in those with whom we disagree, seeking to understand their perspectives and find ways to work together for the common good. Aaron Bebako Kokomisa Latibiokoshi. Thank you so much, Aaron. Good morning, host. Small-scale mining or Galamsey cannot be eradicated unless those involved change their moronic attitude, especially chiefs and politicians. Akosombo Dam Spillage is a big problem that needs to be tackled well, and those around such areas need to migrate to a virgin land to settle for now. Sunyani KJC. So
when you donated the land for the land, you are telling him to go to virgin land. That is not the way to treat people who gave the land to you. this comment should not come from him.
So for
it shouldn't come
for
from him.
me, relax. So for me, this is how I think it should be. I think that for a country and a world that has gotten so high with regards to our technology, there are definitely ways that we can spill our water without destroying people's homes.
All these years,
and this is what I'm hoping, or I'm expecting from any government that is in power, that this should happen under. They should actually tell us the way they are going to divert water spillage, either into the sea or into something profitable that can be used. Because as of now, we can, use our rubbish for things. So we can use this water into something profitable for everybody. This is what I'm expecting Ghana to do. And so we don't want to, because even if we resettle them and we rebuild and we don't divert the water somewhere else, it will come again.
No, but this is not the way to treat people who donated their land to you. Are you see? We are here having joy. Like, how did you iron shirt today?
Thank you very much.
It's not like you to iron shirt. It's not. How did you iron?
It's okay.
What are we here for?
It's okay.
Because of the people there.
Drink some water.
This water.
This water is good water. It's not Galamsey water. It's not Galamsey. This one is purified. My guests have been Solomon Asante, who represented the NPP this morning, and Gideon Tete Esquire, who represented the NDC this morning. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being here. We are very grateful. I know very soon Solomon will also be called to the bar, and I'll be calling all of you Esquire.
Yes.